Epictetus once said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." The other day, I purchased a new microphone from Amazon. On the day that it arrived, I woke up in a good mood. I played The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, which is a game that I've had for over a year. I've played nearly 200 hours of the game, yet I still find immense enjoyment from it. I am content to not buy any new games because the one I already have is fulfilling enough. When my microphone arrived, I unpacked it, read the instructions, and set it up. The microphone worked well in Vegas Pro, and being able to record sound directly into my editing software was a huge upgrade from having to transfer the recordings through Google Drive. The microphone also worked well in OBS, so I knew my streams would be just fine. However, the microphone did not work in Discord. For whatever reason, despite the microphone operating just fine in the sound test menu, I was unable to use it in any voice chats. Upon this discovery, I was in a worse mood than before because my new possession didn't work the way I thought it would. Keep in mind, this microphone was not a replacement for anything. Rather, it operated as an additional possession for me. Since I had already purchased the microphone prior to the day I got it, I essentially lost nothing on that day and only gained an additional possession. Yet I was unhappy because I wanted the microphone to work. My possessions may have increased, but so did my wants. Therefore, I was no longer wealthy. While it seems backwards that you could become less wealthy with more possessions, this event is exactly what Epictetus talks about in his quote. One example of having many wants that I'm sure all of us can relate to is the feeling of excitement for a specific day in the future. Maybe it's the release day of a movie, album, or video game. Maybe it's a day where you get your paycheck or get a pay raise. Maybe it's just an average Friday. The common factor is that you are excited for that day. To some degree, you want that day to occur sooner. You may even want to entirely skip the time in between those days. All of this is innocent fun, right? One of these instances that comes to mind for me was the release of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on April 27th, 2017. I did not buy a Nintendo Switch on launch because none of the launch titles appealed to me. Instead, I waited 8 weeks to buy the Nintendo Switch on April 27th along with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. When I got the game, I was overjoyed and played it for hours in the next few weeks. However, one downside to my excitement was that I have very few clear memories of those 8 weeks. For context, I've been told I have an exceptional memory. It would be unusual for me to remember almost nothing from an 8-week time span, especially one that occurs when the weather is getting nicer and one that occurred in one of my favorite years of my life. One thing I do remember is something my friend Alex told me during this time. I was telling him how I couldn't wait until April 27th, and he said to me, "Jack, live in the present. Don't live in the future." We're often told not to dwell on the past, but I believe it is equally important not to focus on the future.
I said it before and I'll say it again. Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.